Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm going to start a series here called Follow Up Friday.
Follow Up Friday.
And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I tend to put out videos on this channel and you'll hear me say things like, I'll let you guys know how it worked out down the road, and I never do. I get so tied up in future content that sometimes I forget to kind of revisit older things that I have reviewed on the channel, and I get comments calling me a liar. So what I'm going to do is start this series off with the Goodyear Duratrac tires that are on this truck. Now these videos are just going to be me talking about these products and the experiences that I had with them over the course of, well, whatever the lifespan was. And these Goodyear Duratracs, well, this video is talking about driving with them for 36,000 miles. So I'm going to go back and just do this with a bunch of videos that I've done and just make this kind of a Friday thing. So if it's something you're not interested in, look for these videos on Friday and you can kind of pass by them. But these are going to be more or less search and discovery videos for people that are looking for more information on these products and calling me a liar. So with that being said, the Goodyear Duratrac tires that I have on this truck are 275/65 R18s. They're upsized slightly from the original tires that are on the truck, which were 18s. Basically, I just went with one size larger for a little bit larger of a tire. The OEM tires on this truck were 265/65 18s. So what you end up getting is about a ½ inch taller of a tire and 3/8 of an inch wider than what the stock tire was. And I have had no rubbing issues on this truck in particular. Now, to anybody who reaches out to me in comments and asks, will these rub on a 2015 Tundra? Or so, I have no idea. I am not somebody who knows everything about all these trucks, by no means. But I can tell you that this truck is a 2015 GMC Sierra Z71.
What are those things? Were those the other cars?
This truck is a 2015 GMC Sierra Z71, and I did have these on with the OEM shocks. It did work with the stock suspension, and it worked with the aftermarket suspension. So I took this truck in February 17th of 2018 with 38,368 miles on the odometer, and I actually just replaced the Duratracs with another set of Duratracs on November 30th of 2020, so within the last couple months, with 75,307 miles. That is 36,939 miles on the tires. Now these tires do have a tread depth warranty of 50,000 miles, I think it was. So when I took it in, the tires were at 530 seconds. I could have took them down to probably about 230 seconds, which is like, I guess, standard for tires. But being an off-road tire, 530 seconds was starting to get into wear bar territory, and I just decided to swap them over a little bit early. Now, I am not great at always rotating my tires at the appropriate intervals. I do rotate my tires, and I do it myself, but there are times that I will let it kind of slide longer than recommended. And all in, the wear on the Duratracs when I took them off was really good. There was really no cupping issues. There was no uneven wear issues. All in, I was really happy with the evenness of wear on those Duratracs. So the model number specifically of the tire that I have on this truck, and I have a note here, is 150-638-601. And that is the tire that I run with. I don't like running the heavy duty tires because, well, they're heavier. Unsprung weight isn't good for trucks. It's not good for any vehicle. So I just decided to run with the normal rated tire for the truck. Now, off-road in these tires, I have got to say they are awesome. I mean, for what I do around here, and I've seen people in the comments, there's these off-road warriors who are like, oh, that's just a service road. You could take a Mustang down there. Sure, you could, but there's a good chance you're probably going to get stuck. And it's not going to be enjoyable because you're doing it obviously in a passenger car versus a truck with off-road suspension. But I do find myself on occasion out in some really desolate areas, off the beaten path. Can get to be pretty washboardy and flat out at times, areas kind of completely washed out. that you have to traverse. So I've had the truck in 4-wheel drive. I've had it in 2-wheel drive, going through some really powdery sand out here in Arizona. When you get off in some trails out here, a lot of people think it's just like really hard packed sand, but you do get into some sections of really powdery, I mean, it's almost like powdered sugar type sand that can really kind of get you stuck pretty quick. And I've had no problems. Now, I have not had these tires through any sort of significant winter. As far as commenting on them for like snow rating or snow performance, I'm in Arizona. I'm not your snow guy, but I would imagine they would handle pretty well. I do hail from Buffalo, New York. So originally, I've driven many a tire through snow, and generally have a good idea of what would hold up and what wouldn't. I personally think these would be great in snow, but I haven't even taken them up north to really play around in it. So for somebody like me whose truck is on pavement 90% of the time, and then the 10% of the time that I'm off-road is for actual truck purposes, getting out to job sites, remote areas. I've done some drone stuff where I'm literally by myself out in the middle of nowhere, positioning myself to fly a 700-acre job site that I flew. And you're really out there in the middle of nowhere, and you have to have a tire you trust. And the Duratracs, for me, I love them. So that is my take on the Duratracs. I did tow from Phoenix, an empty trailer all the way up to Sacramento and back again, which is about 1,500 miles round trip, with my Crown Vic. And a lot of people ask, why would you tow a trailer all the way there? And the answer was, paying for an in-town move with U-Haul was like $24 a day versus like $700 or $800 they wanted for me to pick a trailer up in Sacramento and pull it back, one-way move. So I just towed the empty trailer up there and brought it back, and the Duratracs held up great for towing as well. No issues there, as I wouldn't expect there to be, but just to demonstrate that I have put some long distance on these tires. I also want to talk about road noise. Road noise is a big deal. I have seen people in the comments mention that the Goodyear Duratracs are just way too loud, that they don't like them. I never had that problem. There's kind of two things going on. Again, the vehicle that you put them on is going to make a significant difference in the amount of sound deadening that your vehicle has and how much it's going to help eliminate some of that road noise. And then on top of that, your personal ability to handle road noise. Everybody has their own different things that bother them. So what I will say is I've been in plenty of trucks with more aggressive treaded tires on them, and the Duratracs to me are the quietest that I've ever heard. So that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I would hate to have somebody go out and buy them and be to them say, well, these things were incredibly loud and I hate them, based on me saying that they're quiet. But that's just my opinion, is I personally think that they are an incredibly quiet, aggressive tread tire. If you are sensitive to that, then I would almost recommend that you do not go with that type of tire. But again, a lot of it has to do with how well you do balancing your tires, rotating them, maintaining them, basically, the vehicle that you're driving, and your ability to deal with it. So road noise is a bit subjective and going to depend a lot on you and your vehicle. I also did notice that miles per gallon did take a minor hit, maybe a mile per gallon, but my truck, I did remove the chin spoiler because I thought it looked dumb, and I also upsized the tires, so a mile per gallon is to be expected. That's about what I've noticed in the fuel mileage differential. So that is basically going to be what my follow-up Friday videos are all about, is being able to, in these comment sections where I get people saying, well, you posted this video 2 or 3 years ago, whatever happened? I'm not going to go out and film a whole nother off-road video or get too in-depth with it, but I do want to be able to respond to those comments with a good amount of information and my impressions of those products. And if there's a video that you've watched of mine in the last couple of years and you want to know, hey man, I saw you did a video a long time ago on XYZ, where are you at now with it? I'll do a video on that too. So that is my follow-up Friday video on my Goodyear Duratracs. Sorry if my voice is still a little bit hoarse. I am getting over a cold and some laryngitis from last week that's just kind of lingering around. But with that being said, thank you very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. I'll check you next time.